In case you're wondering why I'm wearing a Spider-Man costume, it was $8 on clearance at Target. That's about it. What if you need your new seam to be extra strong so you can do things like flex in front of a camera and not have to worry about it ripping? And also hoping you don't have to do multiple takes of this, because by the third one, your arms are probably gonna cramp up. Yes, did it in one. I'm SD, and don't worry, I got you. We are going to be talking about the safety stitch or the chain stitch. And if you know how to make a straight stitch, well, that means you also know how to make this stitch. Now, this stitch is perfect for things like a pair of jeans, or if you're gonna tailor a pair of chinos, or you could even use it on a dress shirt if you want to, or you could use it on a t-shirt. Anything where you're kind of worried about the structural integrity of that seam, i.e. you don't want it to rip on you. You don't want any kind of awkward moments. I know, trust me, I've been there. Hello? Hello? It said scam likely, so if this isn't a scam, let's call him back. You mother... If you are sewing a normal straight stitch, what your machine is gonna do is it's just gonna continuously go in a straight line indefinitely until you tell it to stop. With a chain stitch or a safety stitch, it's gonna do the same thing, but it's only going to go forward for 2 stitches. And then after that second stitch, it goes backwards once. Forward, forward, back. Forward, forward, back. That sounds like a copyrighted song that I could sing right now, but it probably, it wouldn't end well. When it goes backwards, it locks itself into that previous stitch, making a chain. That's why they call it a chain stitch. On my machine, it's located, it's right there. It's on the exact same dial that controls the length of my stitch. And I gotta spin that bad boy all the way around to the SS right there so that I can use it. And at this point, you might be thinking, all right, well, a chain stitch sounds absolutely glorious and amazing. Why don't I use it on everything instead of using a straight stitch? It's amazing, yes, but there's a couple of downsides and it's got a couple of faults too. First off, it uses a lot more thread, and it doesn't use a lot more thread in a negative way in that thread's really expensive, but what could end up happening is your bobbin, your bottom stitch, you might have about half of it full, let's say, and then you start sewing a chain stitch on a pair of chinos. Next thing you know, you run out in the middle of your project. And nothing is more annoying than your bobbin just boop, oh, it's empty. Sweet, now I gotta figure this out. In a chain stitch, it also takes a little bit longer too. Whereas a normal straight stitch, you can get that done in like a minute. A chain stitch all the way around on a pair of chinos, like 7-8 minutes. And that ain't that bad, but being hunched over your sewing machine for 8 minutes, just kind of watching it do its thing, no bueno. How many of you just leave your clothes in the basket until you're ready to wear them? I mean, I'm a grown tax-paying man, and I could not tell you the number of times that my clothes go from the dryer into a basket and they stay there. They do not go anywhere else besides on my body and then back in a laundry basket so that I can wash it on laundry day. Awesome. The second downside is, bro, you better make sure that you are happy as a clam with those measurements and the way that it fits, because if you're not, ho! Yep, been there, you're gonna have a bad time. You gotta use a seam ripper, and if you try using a seam ripper on a chain stitch, it sounds awful, right? Yeah, that's because it is awful, like really, really awful. If you have never used a seam ripper, it sucks, but I made a video on it, and I made it suck a little bit less, just a little bit. Not a lot. I showed you how to use it, and it sucks a little less. It takes 3 times as long to stitch it, and it takes about 9 times as long to rip it out if you ain't happy. So measure again, and then measure a 3rd time, because trust me, don't go down that path. Now, somebody said I cut my videos way too quickly at the end, and the reason why I do that is because